Hey, you know we had to pop out with the new setup. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Arbaz, also known as AA Bands Effects. I'm a prop firm trader, for those who don't know me, who has made over $300,000 purely through day trading. And the goal with these, mini series, I guess, podcast, clips, type, aesthetic, I don't know what the fuck you want to call it, is to give you insight into psychological gems and lessons to make you a profitable day trader. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, the date of recording this is April 8th. And as you guys know, the stock market has been crazy, absolutely insane. Trump has imposed new tariffs on other countries, and it's just been crashing the stock market. Now, if you're new and you're getting these markets, or maybe you're experienced or intermediate, right? The thing is, what you got to understand, guys, is that this volatility that you guys are seeing in the markets right now is unprecedented. I would say maybe we had this happen in November of 2024 when Trump initially got into office, but overall, man, this is just unprecedented levels of volatility. Now, you guys might not be used to this volatility and seeing these crazy moves or these illiquid areas where price will just dump through, and just aggressively move in one direction or the other, right? But social media is obviously going to tell you a different story, right? You're going to see people who are making so much money consistently, right? Full porting their accounts, making 50K days, 100K days, 200K days. I've seen at least 3 people on Twitter, even on other social medias, having 100, 200K days easily. And in your head, you might be beating yourself up thinking that you're a shitty day trader because you're not having those results that those people are having. I'm going to tell you guys a little secret, okay? Very few day traders are actually profitable. What I mean by profitable is there are very few day traders who actually have an edge. They can apply that edge consistently and withdraw money out of the markets through that. Now, there's 2 types of edges, you guys know. There's systematic edges as well as discretionary edges, right? I obviously talk about, having a systematic edge that's like 90% systematic, maybe 10% discretionary, but there are some great discretionary traders out there who have great discretionary edges, but there's always a risk when it comes to discretionary trading because you're essentially taking trades based on your intuition, your feel, etc. And, you could always lose those trades, right? Now, you could have multiple playbooks / setups, right, that you kind of have a feel for, that you can kind of maybe still collect data on, but like, that's not what I mean by discretionary. My point is, guys, is when you see all these people making all this money from this volatility, just cashing the short on NASDAQ, on NQ, getting crazy puts, right, just making so much money on their plays, right, you're going to feel shitty. But I don't want you to, because this is a game about patience, right? When you collect data, you're always going to have, months that are outliers. You're always going to have out of sample data that's just not reflective of normally what your data looks like. And that's completely okay, right? You got to understand that not every single month is going to be a profitable month for you guys. My definition of being a profitable day trader is, can you consistently extract money from the markets that would equate a normal 9-to-5 salary? So you guys know, in 1 year, right, average salary, minimum wage could be $50K a year, right? If you can make $50K a year, it doesn't even have to be month to month, just in a year, you are a profitable day trader. Now, the issue with day trading is that the income can be inconsistent, like I just explained to you, when you have periods of volatility or periods of out of sample data when you're not really having the market, move normally how it usually should. And it's completely normal to feel frustrated, to feel, like you are a shitty trader, like you're not getting any results, because that's just how the game goes. It is completely okay to wait on the sidelines if you are a discretionary trader and let patience and let time do its thing. Even if you have an edge, right, that's not, maybe it's a range bound system or whatever, right? It is completely okay to have no setups on that system or that style of trading for a month, 2 months at a time. That is normal. I can tell you, for me, right, when November hits and I collected the data for my system in November, it was a very, very different market, right? Trump got in, whatever, crazy dump on gold. You guys know I only specialize in gold. As you can see right here, we only trade gold, right? It's the best pair. And that month, I made like 3 RR. Like if assuming I executed perfectly as well, I would have made 3 RR, right? Now, if we come fast forward to now, which is going to be April, we're noticing a similar thing, right? We're noticing a crazy, dump, right, with the Trump tariffs, being introduced, right? And that's most likely going to be a similar month to November. So if I know that November had something similar to what's going on right now, I can kind of expect, okay, maybe I can expect for the month now that it's probably going to be, pretty shitty in terms of I'm not going to make RR, etc. But that is completely fine because I know the next month, the opportunity is there for me to come and just hit it out of the ballpark, make 10, 20 RR, and correct 3 months of losing. But the issue is really developing that patience, especially in, today's today's era, the trading community, where you're seeing so many people making money, etc., and it just you can't help but feel terrible about yourself, right? Like, let me tell you one more thing as well. The psychology of profits and posting profits and winning in day trading goes like this, right? You can take two people. One might be short, one might be long. Okay, let's say one is going, they have similar stop loss sizes based on ATR or whatever. They're going for like a 1 to 4 RR trade. Okay, one person is going to hit that 1 to 4 RR trade. One person is going to go long, one person is going to go short. Okay, one person is going to win that trade. Okay, you're not going to see the person who lost that trade though, because the person who lost that trade is not going to post their profits online, because again, they don't want to be seen as inferior. They don't want to be seen as though they don't know how to trade, etc. But what you are going to see is you are going to see the person who won that trade, and that's exactly what goes on in social media. You're not seeing the losers. You're only seeing the winners psychologically. Right? And the secret is that in these volatile conditions, right, there's very, very few systems that are gonna, make money, right? We're in a period of where, this is unprecedented, right? We have crazy volatility, crazy impulsivity, and like the only way is essentially if you're swinging moves, right? Because again, you're not even going to find an entry intraday all the time, right? It's only going to be if you're swinging moves, right? Grandfathered in for a week, 2 weeks, or you're just entering in on candle confirmations. But like in terms of the stock market, if we're considering NASDAQ, right, this has not happened in 4 or 5 years, right? I mean, a level of this magnitude, this has been the biggest drop in the history of the stock market actually in the past week. So this is unprecedented, right? So it's like, how can you beat yourself up when you just happen to be in an unprecedented time and the market usually doesn't act like this? And another thing is, you got to understand, man, when all these people are making money on their prop firm accounts, etc., to make a lot of money on a trade, okay, taking a step back, it is impossible to have a high win rate and a high risk to reward unless you are trading fully discretionary. It is impossible. But even then, you're not going to get lucky to that extent every single time. It is not possible to have a high win rate and a high RR with accuracy. What you're not seeing, bro, is that like so many people are just full porting their accounts. They're just gambling on their accounts, and then they're getting one big payout, and then they're gonna be flexing that, or they're just gambling their accounts, and then that's how they make all their money. Whatever, right? You got my point. And it's crazy, man, because it's just not reflective of real trading, and people don't realize that. I have skin in the game. I've been in this industry for 3 or 4 years now. I can see you personally. You guys know February was a losing month for me, slash kind of like break even losing month for me. First week of March was really, really good. We did really, really good the first week of March, but then the second week of March was just no setups, terrible trading, right? And now coming into the first week of April, well, I can tell you guys, 0 trades. I have taken 0 trades in the last 7 trading days on gold. Yeah, I don't know really what to tell you guys. It's just, this is the game. But we're so conditioned, and people are so conditioned to think that, oh, we have to be making money 24/7. There's going to be a setup every single day. There's always an intraday setup. That's completely false unless you are trading fully discretionary and you're willing to take that risk. But again, that risk is risky, and you can always lose the trades. So my advice to you is, if this is you, if you feel like, you don't have that patience, not that patient, but you feel like you're a bad trader, you feel like everybody's making money, and you just have that urge to FOMO and just take a trade for the sake of taking a trade, I can tell you right now, it's probably not going to be in your favor, and the market will humble you. You're going to get unlucky, and you're probably going to lose that trade. So I know it's easier said than done, but the key to profitable trading, especially in these conditions, it's not about making the most money, right? It's not about having the most winners, but it's about managing your risk, protecting your capital, and being patient when you do not see anything. I hope you guys enjoyed this little psychology section, and also let me know what you guys want to see. If you like the new setup, if you were fucking with it, if you're not fucking with it, if I should add anything, if I should remove anything, change the lights maybe, let me know, drop a comment. But as always, I appreciate you guys' supports. Hope every single one of you guys are going to become profitable. You guys get payouts, you make money day trading, and with that, I will see y'all later. Peace out.